This is the time conversion HackerRank problem. The link to this problem will be in the description. It says, given a time in 12-hour AM/PM format, convert it to military 24-hour time. And we're given the input is a single string S that represents a time in 12-hour clock format, such as hour, colon, minute, colon, second, AM. Or the same thing but with PM. And then we are going to convert this into military time. So the problem is largely dependent on understanding conversion between 12-hour format and military time. This is a chart of 12-hour to military time. We're going to go through the differences, not one at a time, but in chunks. So the first chunk we're going to see is 12 a.m. So when we convert from 12 a.m. to military time, the difference is 12 hours. So if we want to convert from 12 a.m. to military, then we subtract 12 hours and we drop the a.m. For 1 a.m. to 11 a.m., there is no difference. All we have to do is drop the a.m. and then we have military time. For 12 p.m., when we convert to military time, all we do is drop p.m. There's no difference in our hours. For the rest of p.m., so 1 p.m. to 11 p.m., we have to add 12 hours and drop our p.m. So once again, there's 4 conditions to check for when converting 12-hour time to military time. Our first condition is it 12 a.m.? If so, we drop the a.m. and change the 12 to 00. Our next condition is it a.m. but not 12 a.m.? So essentially 1 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. If so, all we have to do is drop the a.m. Our third condition is it 12 p.m.? If so, all we have to do is drop the p.m. And then our last condition is it p.m. but not 12 p.m.? If so, all we do is drop the p.m. and add 12 to the hour value. Go ahead and pause this video and try to solve this on your own, and then we will solve it together. I will code this in my IDE, and then I will copy and paste it into HackerRank. So let's declare a string variable called military time. And this is what we're going to use to store the value for military time. The next thing we want to do, if we remember our conditions, all of them are dependent on the hour and whether or not it's AM or PM. So let's first get the hour from our string. So get the hour from our string. So essentially we are saving the HH in HH colon MM colon SS AM or PM. So we're going to say string hours equals the substring at index 0 up to but not including index 2. So this right here will return the HH in our hours. Then we're going to save the rest of the string, the rest of the 12-hour time. And this will be our MMSS in our HH. Yeah. Oops, let me copy and paste that one more time. So the next part we're going to save is this, the minutes and the seconds. And we're going to do our conversion with military time, and then we're going to add back the minutes and seconds. Because when we're converting from 12-hour to military time, we don't care what the minutes and seconds are. So we're just going to put that to the side and add it back at the end. So this is going to be the substring starting at index 2 and up to not including index 8. The next thing we want to do is convert to military time. And our first condition, we want to check, is it AM? So we're going to say if our string ends with AM. So that's our first condition, but we want to know, is it 12 a.m. or is it anything but 12 a.m.? So we're going to say if the hours equals 12, else, right? So this will say it's 12 a.m. and this will say it's anything that's a.m. but not 12. So if it's 12 a.m., then our military time, we're converting the hours to zeros, and then we're adding back the minutes and seconds. If it's a.m. but not 12 a.m., then our military time is going to equal our regular hours plus our minutes and seconds. Okay, so if it's not 12 a.m., then we know, if it's not a.m., then we know it's going to be p.m. So we don't have to check to see if it's p.m. We already know if it's either one or the other. So we're going to say else. And then we have to check for hours again. So hours equals 12. Else. So these are our four conditions, right? 12 a.m. or just a.m., 12 p.m. or just p.m. So if we go back here, we know if it's 12 p.m., all we do is drop the p.m. Let's go ahead and drop the p.m. So military time equals hours plus minutes and seconds. Otherwise, if it's p.m. but not 12 p.m., then we drop the p.m. and we add 12 to the hour value. So our military time is going to equal 12 plus the integer value of our hours plus our minutes and seconds. So here I've first converted this is a string. So I first converted this to an integer, then added 12 to it. And now I've added our minutes and seconds string. So after this value has calculated, it'll convert back to a string and then be added to our minutes and seconds value. Lastly, I will return the military time. So that completes our solution. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into HackerRank. Oops, didn't copy that correctly. One more time. There we go. And let's submit the code. Great, so everything runs successfully. Go ahead and take a moment, pause the video, and try to calculate the space complexity and, the time complexity and space complexity of this problem. Okay, so time complexity is asking, is there a relationship between our input and how long it takes to run this code? And the answer for this method, this solution, is no. There's no relationship. And when there's not a relationship, it is O of 1. That means constant time. That means regardless of what our input is, this solution is going to take the same amount of time to run. And the same is true for our space complexity. Right? Regardless of what our input is, we're using the same amount of space. We have a military time variable, hours variable, and a minutes and seconds variable. And the amount of variables that we use is not dependent on our input, so it's constant space. So that concludes the video. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.